there are probably about 40 students in the class, and you four are going to get full credit for having come today. So I'm hoping that more people show up in the future. Um, okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and I'm not sure I can see you guys. Yeah, I can't see the text box when I do this, right? So if you're typing questions, it may take me a little bit of time to get to you, but I will get there. So I have too many windows open. So the things I wanted to talk about today are the units in creative writing. You've probably kind of taken a quick look at the class. There are 6 units, but I want to tell you a little bit about them. First of all, everyone does memoir, right? So we're here today. We're going to talk a little bit about the memoir unit. And then the topics that you write about for the memoir don't have to be huge, right? Like some people, I already got some responses where students have said, "Oh, my life isn't very interesting. I can't think of anything to write about." It doesn't have to be something, earth-shattering that you were, I don't know, took a trip to India. It doesn't have to be something like that. It could be, when you got a pet, or and how that changed your life, or when you changed schools and what that did to your life. And it could be something like moving, right, into a different house. So I just want to reassure you that it does not have to be some earth-shattering topic, right, that changed your life forever, but did have an impact on you some way. So that's what we're looking for that. I do want to show you a little bit of an example. When you write a memoir, there are 2 ways to approach it. One is to choose one scene and focus on that, right? So one incident, right? So I've had the time my family went to Disneyland, right? And the student really wrote about, this is what we did, here are some details, and this is what I walked away with. I like spending time with my family, and I learned that. So that's certainly something you can write about, is one scene. But you can also do sort of a series of scenes, right? Like this happened when I was 4, and then something kind of similar happened when I was 7, and then this happened when I was 9. And these things were all related, and they really turned me into who I am today. So one of the things that we're going to look at as an example of this is a video called "To This Day" by Shane Koigsen. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's something like that. So I got to navigate a minute to YouTube to find it. And it's this. So it's about 7 minutes, but this is really his memoir about, in his case, it's being picked on in school. And he had sort of these series of, these are all the things that happened to me in my life, and it influenced who I became. So I just want you guys to see an example of what you can do for a memoir. And let me make... Are you guys able to hear this? You can't hear it?
Grandmother about it because I was scared I'd get in trouble for playing somewhere I shouldn't have been. A few days later, the gym teacher noticed the bruise and I got sent to the principal's office. From there, I was sent to another small room with a really nice lady who asked me all kinds of questions.
Let's make sure we do this right.
I used to think that pork chops and karate chops were the same thing. I thought they were both pork chops. And because my grandmother thought it was cute, and because they were my favorite, she let me keep doing it. Not really a big deal. One day, before I realized fat kids are not designed to climb trees, I fell out of a tree and bruised the right side of my body. I didn't want to tell my grandmother about it because I was scared I'd get in trouble for playing somewhere I shouldn't have been. A few days later, the gym teacher noticed the bruise and I got sent to the principal's office. From there, I was sent to another small room with a really nice lady who asked me all kinds of questions about my life at home. I saw no reason to lie. As far as I was concerned, life was pretty good. I told her whenever I'm sad, my grandmother gives me karate chops. This led to a full-scale investigation, and I was removed from the house for 3 days until they finally decided to ask how I got the bruises. News of this silly little story quickly spread through the school, and I earned my first nickname, Pork Chop. To this day, I hate pork chops. I'm not the only kid who grew up this way, surrounded by people who used to say that rhyme about sticks and stones. As if broken bones hurt more than the names we got called, and we got called them all. So we grew up believing no one would ever fall in love with us, that we'd be lonely forever, that we'd never meet someone to make us feel like the sun was something they built for us in their tool shed. So broken heartstrings bled the blues as we tried to empty ourselves so we would feel nothing. Don't tell me that hurts less than a broken bone. That an ingrown life is something surgeons can cut away, that there's no way for it to metastasize, it does. She was 8 years old. Our first day of grade 3 when she got called ugly. We both got moved to the back of class so we would stop getting bombarded by spitballs. But the school halls were a battleground where we found ourselves outnumbered day after wretched day. We used to stay inside for recess because outside was worse. Outside we'd have to rehearse running away or learn to stay still like statues, giving no clues that we were there in grade 5. They taped a sign to the front of her desk that read, "Beware of dog." To this day, despite a loving husband, she doesn't think she's beautiful because of a birthmark that takes up a little less than half her face. Kids used to say she looks like a wrong answer that someone tried to erase but couldn't quite get the job done. And they'll never understand that she's raising 2 kids whose definition of beauty begins with the word mom. Because they see her heart before they see her skin. Because she's only ever always been amazing. He was a broken branch grafted onto a different family tree. Adopted. Not because his parents opted for a different destiny. He was 3 when it became a mixed drink of 1 part left alone and 2 parts tragedy. Started therapy in 8th grade. Had a personality made up of tests and pills. Lived like the uphills were mountains and the downhills were cliffs. 4/5 suicidal, a tidal wave of antidepressants, and an adolescence being called pauper. 1 part because of the pills. 99 parts because of the cruelty. He tried to kill himself in grade 10 when a kid who could still go home to mom and dad had the audacity to tell him, "Get over it." As if depression is something that can be remedied by any of the contents found in a first aid kit. To this day, he is a stick of TNT lit from both ends. Could describe to in detail the way the sky bends in the moments before it's about to fall. And despite an army of friends who all call him an inspiration, he remains a conversation piece between people who can't understand. Sometimes being drug-free has less to do with addiction and more to do with sanity. We weren't the only kids who grew up this way. To this day, kids are still being called names. Classics were "Hey stupid," "Hey spaz." Seems like every school has an arsenal of names getting updated every year. And if a kid breaks in a school and no one around chooses to hear, do they make a sound? Or they're just background noise from a soundtrack stuck on repeat when people say things like "kids can be cruel"? Every school was a big top circus tent, and the pecking order went from acrobats to lion tamers, from clowns to carnies. All of these miles ahead of who we were freaks. Lobster-clawed boys and bearded ladies. Oddities juggling depression and loneliness, playing solitaire, spin the bottle, trying to kiss the wounded parts of ourselves and heal. But at night, while the others slept, we kept walking the tightrope. It was practice, and yes, some of us fell. But I want to tell them that all of this is just debris left over when we finally decide to smash all the things we thought we used to be. And if you can't see anything beautiful about yourself, get a better mirror. Look a little closer. Stare a little longer, because there's something inside you that made you keep trying despite everyone who told you to quit. You built a cast around your broken heart inside of yourself. You signed it. They were wrong. Because maybe you didn't belong to a group or a clique. Maybe they decided to pick you last for basketball or everything. Maybe you used to bring bruises and broken teeth to show and tell but never told. Because how can you hold your ground if everyone around you wants to bury you beneath it? You have to believe that they were wrong. They have to be wrong. Why else would we still be here? We grew up learning to cheer on the underdog because we see ourselves in them. We stem from a root planted in the belief that we are not what we were called. We are not abandoned cars stalled out and sitting empty on some highway. And if in some way we are, don't worry. We only got out to walk and get gas. We are graduating members from the class of We Made It. Not the faded echoes of voices crying out names will never hurt me. Of course, they did. But our lives will only ever always continue to be a balancing act that has less to do with pain and more to do with beauty.
So what did you guys think of that? What was it? If you could sum up his poem and his sort of memoir in just a few words, let's say 3 to 5 words, what would you say it's about? Bullies can be harsh. Yes, Mitchell, that's a really, really good way to put it. Him getting picked on. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we talk about that phrase, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. It's not true, right? Words hurt just as much. And he's saying, look at the words that followed me all my life, and look at the words that followed other people all their lives and how it influenced them and it hurt them. Yeah, so his memoir is really about I was picked on, and those words stayed with me, and they hurt. Yeah, good. Mitchell, I see that you're typing. I'm going to hang on just a minute, see what your comment is. So while we're waiting for Mitchell's comment there, I want you to go to this site. Sorry, I'm going to send you the link. I'm not sure if that's the right link, though. Hang on just a minute here. Let me get the shared link. Okay, I'm going to put it in here. And I think you can just click on it. Okay, so go ahead and click on that and navigate to this shared presentation. And once you're here, I can see Caleb already. Awesome. Caleb, if you could claim a page and put your name on it, so like go to page 3 and put your name in the title line there, that would be great. True words can hurt, but if you can push past that hurtfulness, you will be stronger. I should know I was bullied for a long time. That's true, Mitchell, and you would know. If you experienced this yourself, then you would know how to push past bullying and become stronger. Okay, so Caleb, if you take page 3 and put your name on the top there in the title, do you guys have editing rights? Are you able to edit? You have to give me permission. Okay, so let me change this a minute. Anyone with the link can edit. Okay, so you may have to refresh that page, but you should be able to edit now. Michael, do you have editing rights? Okay, there's Caleb back, and it looks like he can. Yep, you're in. Great, Caleb. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so once you're in, and I see Caleb is there. So, Michael, you should be able to get in now. It looks like you left. If you refresh, and there's Mitchell. Mitchell, if you'll take page 5, just put your name on the top. And then there's Michael. Michael, if you'll take page 4, Mitchell, take page 5, just put your name on the top. Awesome. You guys are great. So, this is what I want you to do. So, creative writing is really about giving ourselves time to be creative. A lot of times we don't give ourselves time to do it, right? We're so intent on, I got to get my schoolwork done. I got to go here, I got to do this. And it's really about just taking time to step back and allow yourself to be creative. So, this is what I want you to do. In the text box, I want you to type the following words. I am the way I am because. So type in these words. I am the way I am because. So let me see. I am the way I am because. And Michael, you're already there. Mitchell, same thing. I am the way I am because. And I'm going to put my name on the last slide. What we're going to do is we're going to write for 3 minutes. I don't want you to stop. I don't want you to care about spelling or grammar or even if it makes sense. I don't want you to worry about sentence structure. I want you to just write and finish that sentence. I am the way I am because, and how would you finish that? Okay, so I'm going to put my name. Oh, I guess I need one more slide here. Hang on. So 3 minutes, starting right now. So at 9:26, we're going to stop. Okay, so that's 3 minutes. I'm going to go back and take a look. Caleb, so I'm looking at yours, the type of family you grew up with, how you interacted. Right, three older sisters. Yeah, three older sisters would certainly influence who you were. I agree. I was made this way. This is Michael, made to be me, and I'm different in my own way. Absolutely. Everyone is different in one way or another. I grew up with a mom. Oh, fantastic. I want to hear more. Feel like your story just ended. Mitchell, I am the way because I am. I know it was like to be bullied. Ever since I put an end to that bully's actions, I was known as a hero. Nice. To this day, I have made it my personal mission to stop a bully. If I see one, even my friends agree with me. One even shared a video on Facebook about a blind man getting punched. Fantastic. Guys, I feel like I want to know more. I feel like this is just the start of who you are, and this is pretty fantastic. So now on this 6-word memoir, I'm going to go back to the top. It says 6-word memoir. I don't know if you know Ernest Hemingway, but he's a really famous author. He wrote The Old Man of the Sea, and he wrote Farewell to Arms, and The Sun Also Rises. Really influential American author. But he was challenged one time. Someone said to him, "We want you to write a 6-word story." In his case, it was a story, not so much a memoir. So he wrote this: baby shoes, for sale, never used. Right? Pretty sad, pretty dark, but the story is there. Obviously something happened to the baby, right? And then they sold the shoes and they never used the baby shoes for the baby. Yeah, Caleb, this is actually a pretty famous one. I think it's probably the best 6-word story, right, that anyone ever created because it is so real and strong and it says so much in so short of words. So, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go back to what you wrote and choose 6 words that tell your story. Okay? I know this is a little tricky, but see if you can find 6 words that kind of say who you are in a nutshell. And then you're going to choose those 6, maybe highlight them on your page and stick them on slide 6. All right, that's where we're all going to put our 6-word memoirs. So I got to look to see if I have 6 words that I can keep here. Oh, Michael, that's great. Excellent. Really nicely done. How are you doing, Caleb? Are you able to find 6 words that sum up what you wrote there? Nice, Mitchell. Yeah, that's a really good one. I was known as a hero. Somehow you got to get bullying in there so we know why you were known as a hero. But you only have 6 words, so that makes it tricky. Nice. You're getting there, Caleb. You're getting there. Excellent. All right, so while Caleb is finishing, I'm going to wrap up that's all we're going to do for today. I'm hoping that next time we have a bigger crew here, but they're going to have to make up the assignment on their own, and you guys are done. But just so you know a little bit about me, I love creative writing. This is what I do. I am a young adult author. I've got 2 books that have been published. My last one just came out August 1st, so it's really recent. And I love reading your stuff. I am always excited to read it. It means so much more to me than when you're in your English class writing essays. I think it's personal, I think it's real, and it comes from you. So I love this class, and I look forward to it all the time. Um, and just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you guys coming. You don't actually have to turn in this assignment because you've already done it right here on this sheet, on this presentation. So I will get your assignment in there and give you full credit, and you are set. What are my books about? So in both cases, they're about kids who, in the first case, it's a dystopian book, and her name is Whisper, and she has a physical deformity. She has a bilateral cleft palate, and she has to deal with that, right? And she has to live with how people react to her. And then in the second one, the main character has social anxiety, so she's really scared to be in public places, and she gets hives and struggles with it. So it's kids who deal with things that are pretty real. So I'm going to stop sharing a minute. Let me see if I do this correctly. Stop screen sharing. All right. Yeah, they do. That's a good way to put it. Very true. They have strong conflicts with themselves, but also with how people react to them. Yeah. All right. See ya. Thanks, Caleb. Thanks, Mitchell. And you guys are set to go. I'll go put in your grade right now. Bye. Very cute. Okay, so I'm not doing something right here. How can... Okay. Darn it. I think I know what happened. I gotta fix this right now. Let me see what else I have going on today. Oh. Nothing. Okay. Okay. So let's go back to I'm not doing it right. Okay, so that I understand.